Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to focus on the connective tissue, details of connective tissue. Okay, so connective tissue, actually animal tissue is divided into four types of tissue, that is muscular tissue, connective tissue, nervous tissue and epidermal tissue. So here I will focus today only on the connective tissue. Look, one thing, when a building is built up, a construction, the main unit, the building blocks are the bricks. Just imagine that the building is constructed only by the brick. There is no cementing material. Then what will be the result? The building will collapse because of lack of the cementing material. So cementing material, the cement plays a very important role for the strength of a building, and also there are some rods. So here connective tissue is actually playing a role of the cement and rod. We have you have a lot of cells in our body, but connective tissue is the cementing material that hold all the tissue in its manner, in its appropriate manner. Okay, so connective tissue is the most abundant and widely distributed throughout the body. It's originated from the mesoderm. What is mesoderm? Mesoderm is the three layers. When the zygote form and it's developed to form the fetus, there is a step called the gastrula. At that stage, there are three layers: ectoderm, mesoderm. Ectoderm is the outermost layer, endoderm is the innermost layer, and the middle layer, that is the mesoderm. So, connective tissue originated from the mesodermal region. So, origin is mesoderm. So, its main function is give support, also helps in packing the organs. Okay, there are some connective tissue like areolar tissue, they helps in packing and also protect the organ. Just for example, we have bones that protect our rib cage. Our rib cage is actually made up of bone that protects the inner organs like heart, lungs. These are protected by our rib cage. And our brain protects the internal soft tissue, cranium. Our brain is protected by the cranium. So bones are example of connective tissue that gives us protection. So connective tissue has a function of to give us support, and also helps in packing. Let's come in detail. So here is the components of connective tissue. Components are mainly divided into three parts, that is ground substance or matrix, fibers and cells. Ground substance on which the cells are embedded, that is actually gel-like, the semi-fluid substance. Okay, that gel substance actually composed of three main components, that is glycosaminoglycans, proteoglycans and glycoproteins. Glycosaminoglycans are of two types, like they possess hyaluronic acids, chondroitin or heparin sulfate. And proteoglycans and glycoprotein, just follow the names, that is proteoglycans, proteo means proteins, glycans means glucose, glyco means glucose, protein means protein. So what is the difference between that? They are actually protein sugar conjugate. Here protein part is placed at the front of the name, and then there is a glycans, and then glyco placed before, then protein. So both are actually the protein sugar conjugates. Okay, and glycosaminoglycans and proteoglycans, these are water loving compound, they absorb water. So these are hyaluronic acid and chondroitin, made up of chondroitin protein. This is about the gel substance or ground substance of the connective tissue. Now there is the fibers. Fibers are of three types: collagen, elastic and reticular. Collagen gives us strength, elastic that is flexible, and reticular it forms a network. So three types of fibers are there. Then there is a different types of cells. Okay, first is a fibroblast. Okay, look one thing, blast is the term related to immature cells, and cell, whenever we use the term cell, that is the, or site, chondrocyte, osteocyte, that is the mature cell. Site is related to the mature cell. Site term is related to whenever it is, if we linked at the suffix, there's something site, osteocyte, that means it's a mature cell. And whenever blast is at the suffix of the word, there is a blast, then it means it is a immature cell. Okay, so fibroblast is the immature cell that gives us fiber. So its secret fibers looks like that. And then there is a mast cells, acts like basophil in the time of inflammation. So basophil acts as a basophil in the time of inflammation, and it secretes three types of substances, that is histamine, heparin and serotonin. So what are the functions? Histamine acts as a vasodilator. Vasodilator, that means it dilates the blood vessels. Suppose the diameter of the blood vessel is like that, then it dilates. That means the diameter get increased. That is called the vasodilation. Act as an anticoagulant. Heparin acts as an anticoagulant, and due to the presence of heparin, blood doesn't clot inside our blood vessels. Serotonin acts as a vasoconstrictor, the opposite action. If the blood vessel is like that, then it constrict the blood vessels. Then it comes to the narrower. The diameter of the blood vessels get narrower. Okay, so these are the three substances secreted by the mast cell. There are another cell as well. Next, the histocytes acts as a macrophage phagocytosis. Macrophage acts as a phagocytosis. Whenever any microbes, bacteria, owner cells comes, it phagocyte that cells. That is the function of the macrophage. So histocyte is a cell that acts as a macrophage. So here's look, cyte, that means mature cell. Next, there is a fat cell, that is adipose cell, that store fat. And last of all, that is the plasma cell. Plasma cell has its very important activity, that is it secretes antibody. Okay, plasma cell is the only cell in the connective tissue that produces the antibody. So these are all about the cells. Now come in classification. What are the different types of connective tissues are there? Mainly three types of connective tissues are there, that is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, specialized connective tissue. Okay, so now loose connective tissue further divided into areolar and adipose tissue. Dense connective tissue, loose connective tissue, that means the components are arranged very loosely arranged. Dense connective tissue, here the components means the cells, the ground substance and the fibers. These are the main components of the connective tissue. So if these components are loosely arranged, that is come under the loose connective tissue. And whenever these components are densely packed, they are compact in arrangement, then that is the dense connective tissue. It's also divided into regular and irregular. And the next is the specialized connective tissue. Specialized connective tissue is divided into two types, that is skeletal, that gives us support, that is our endoskeleton. It is made up of two types of cells, that is the bones and cartilage. And there is a fluid connective tissue, blood and lymph. In this video, I will not focus on the fluid connective tissue, because I will make another separate video only on the blood. That's why I just continue up to the skeletal supportive connective tissue, that is endoskeleton, bones and cartilage. Okay, let's come in detail. So first, there is a loose connective tissue. This is of two types, areolar and adipose tissue. Look at this picture. This is the areolar tissue made up of macrophages, fibroblasts. These cells are responsible for the formation of fibers, and there is a mast cells and also the collagen fibers. So fibers are fibroblasts that gives fibers, and these collagen fibers give the strength to the tissue, and mast cells are there and macrophages are also there. So these are the areolar tissue. They are also called the packing tissue. Okay, packaging tissue. What is the location of that tissue? Location is the beneath the skin. It connects the skin or integument with the muscles. Our skin is attached with the muscle by this tissue. Okay, it is present as a covering layer of the muscles and nerve and gut. It makes a covering, a layer. So this is a areolar tissue, and there is a adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is a fat storing tissue. The yellow part is the fat, storage fat, and this is a plasma membrane, and also there is a nucleus. It's generally present at the skin, beneath the skin, around the vital organs, key, eye. As it's a fat, so it's form a padding system. As it scales the pad system, so it gives protection. In these on these vital organs like eye, kidneys, it creates a cushion. It acts as a cushion like organ due to the storage of fat. Now this adipose tissue which has stored fat. That fat is divided into two parts, that is yellow or white fat, and another one is brown fat. Brown color is due to presence of the iron containing pigment, that's why it's brown. And this yellow and white fat is found in the adult. It's a less mitochondria and it has less energy. It's found in the adult. And the brown fat is rich in mitochondria, produce more energy. It helps in temperature regulation. It's generally present in the infant. After the loose connective tissue, the second type of connective tissue is dense connective tissue. So here it is. Dense connective tissue is further divided into dense regular and dense irregular. By the term we can understand that regular means all the components are in regular pattern, are all facing at the same direction. Look at the picture, the collagen fibers are facing at the same direction. There are cells also and matrix. So this is the dense regular. They are compactly arranged, but the arrangement are in regular pattern, all at the same direction. But here in irregular dense connective tissue, all the components are packly arranged, but they are not in regular pattern. They are randomly arranged. Okay, here look at the picture. The fibers are randomly arranged. The cells are also randomly arranged, and there is also matrix. So these are the dense irregular connective tissue. Now where is they are located? Dense regular connective tissue is of two types. This is found in tendon and ligaments. Tendon, that links the muscle to the bone, and ligament, that joins bones to bones. Ligament joins bones to bones, you can memorize by BB, and tendon that joins muscle to bone, you can memorize by MB. Muscle, M for muscle, B for bone, MB. And BB means ligaments, that BLB you can say. Ligament joins bones to bones. MLB, that is muscle, MTB, muscle, tendon, bones. Tendon joins muscle to bones. Okay. And the dense irregular, that is present in the dermis of the skin. Okay, so dermis is the connective tissue layer. Okay, and epidermis is the epidermal layer. Point to be noted. Dermis is the connective tissue layer. Now, the third type of connective tissue is specialized connective tissue. The specialized connective tissue of two types. One is cartilage and second one is bone. So here is the cartilage, is the structure of cartilaginous cartilage. It says lacuna. The cells are called these are the cartilage cells called chondrocytes. Okay, these cells are called the chondrocyte cells. These cells are placed within a cavity. This is called the lacuna. Is a fluid filled space. The violet color is the fluid, and the space, that is called lacuna. Okay, and the cells inside the lacuna is the chondrocytes. And there are matrix and also collagen fibers. The orange part is the fibers, collagen fibers, and there are dotted portions are the matrix. And the matrix contains chondrin protein. So this is the structure of the cartilage. Now come to the types. There are three types of cartilages. hyaline cartilage, yellow elastic cartilage, and white fibrous cartilage. There are three types of cartilage. Hyaline cartilage is the most abundant cartilage. It's fiberless, most abundant, and is found generally in the our rib cage, costal cartilage, at the end of the long bones, larynx, nasal septum. Okay, so at the if we consider is a nose. Okay, the nasal septum is made up of hyaline cartilage, and the front part that are also flexible, that is made up of elastic yellow or elastic cartilage. Okay, so nose tip is made up of yellow or elastic cartilage, and the nasal septum is made up of the hyaline cartilage. Next, there is a ear pinna, eustachian tube, epiglottis, contains elastic fibers. These are all, I named these part, these are all elastic. If we bend that parts, then it will come to its original position. Okay, it will snap back its original position because of these elastic fibers. So these are the elastic or yellow cartilage, and then there is a white fibrous cartilage, that is thick bundles of collagen fibers. It's the strongest and is generally found between the vertebra. There are vertebral disc, and in between this vertebral disc there is a white fibrous cartilage to prevent the friction. Then under the specialized connective tissue, there is a bone. Bone is the structure of long bone. It is a hard and non-pliable, that means non-flexible, and ground substance are there. The matrix is made up of ossein protein and calcium phosphate. Collagen fibers are there. That collagen fibers give strength. Osteocytes are present at the lacuna. Okay, the cells of the bones are called osteocytes, and the red bone marrow is the site of the hemopoiesis, that is the production of the red blood cells. So the main function of the bone is to give the structural frame, give support, protect the softer tissue organ, and bear weight and help in locomotion. Okay, so here is the structure. At the tip of at the end of the bone, there is a sponge. This is called the spongy bones, and these are the trabeculae, and there is a red bone marrow. This part is called the epiphysis. This part is epiphysis. Then there is a diaphysis. This is the diaphysis, and between the epiphysis and diaphysis there is a line that is called epiphyseal line. Okay, actually there is a cartilaginous plate. That plate is replaced by the bone. The cartilaginous plate is actually found in the infant. Whenever they are when they are growing up, that cartilage is turned into bones, and whenever it turned into bone, the cartilage is finished here, and they form a line. That line is called the epiphyseal line. That's why the child or infant can grow up. Whenever they become adult, their growth stopped due to the absence of this cartilaginous plate, as because this plate is finished. They are all the plates, the whole part of the plate is turned into bone. Now there is a cavity that is called the medullary cavity. So this is the structure of, and the fluid inside, that is the yellow bone marrow. Okay, there is a red bone marrow and here is the yellow bone marrow. So this is the structure of long bone. Cells of the bones are divided into three: osteoblast, secret matrix. I have already said that blast term is related to immature cell. Cyte is related to mature cell. Osteocytes, they form the bones and they give support and matrix. Osteoclasts, that is the destroying bone destroying cells. Generally monocytes are gathered to form the osteoclast. So these are the different cells of bone. So this is my last slide. Here I am explaining the Haversian system of bone. The Haversian system is generally found in the mammalian bone. So look very carefully, because most of the students feel doubt in this session. They don't understand what is the Haversian system of the bone is. So let's look very carefully. This is the structure. This the central part is called the Haversian canal. Okay, and surrounding the Haversian canal there are osteocytes. So in this cycle there are four osteocytes: osteo O1, O2, O3. So these are all osteocytes, that is the bone cells. They are arranged in such a manner, and the connecting link between these two osteocytes is the lacunae. I magnify that part here. Look at this diagram. Here, these are the two osteocyte cells. These are the lacunae. Okay, the fluid filled space, and the arm of the lacuna or lacunae is called the lamellae. These are called the lamellae. Okay. Okay, look. So these are the lamellae, and this is the matrix. The brown part is the matrix. And another more thing is that if I connect the two Haversian canal by a line, that line is by this line there is some blood vessels connect these two Haversian canal, and that is called the Volkmann's canal. Volkmann canal. Okay. So this is the Haversian system of bone. So here in Haversian system we can find that the osteocyte cells linked by a structure called lamellae, they form a canal, and this canal is the Haversian. They form a ring-like structure. They form several rings, and they have a central canal that is called the Haversial canal. Okay, so all these structures together form the Haversian system, or we can also call them as the osteon. Osteon. And this is the structural and functional unit of the bone. So these are all about the connective tissue. I have another video on especially on blood, so I am not discussing blood here in this video. I think I hope I make you clear about this concept. So thank you for watching. We will meet on my next video with another new topic. Till then, take care.